for a change, yellow didn't roar at the Chepauk and India unleashed their spin choke to restrict Australia to 199. Every bowler has gotten a wicket for India. Very happy bowling card for India. Australia 199 in 49.3 overs. Steve Smith got 46, David Warner got 41 and Stark got 28. To discuss this and a lot more, we have Zaheer Khan and Parthiv Patel in the studio. Welcome, gentlemen. Zach, as a bowler, you'll be very happy to see this card.
Yeah, it'll be a very happy bowling unit. There was that little bit of scare when Warner and Smith were batting together and stitching that nice partnership. And we were talking about that, isn't it? In Combox also, we touched upon that fact. On this kind of a surface, if one wicket comes, then for the next batter, it's not going to be that much easier. And you can see 2 or 3 wickets falling in cluster. But just kudos on Indian bowling from that point of view, that they maintained the belief which they had. I think that was important when the partnership was going on. The partnership happened early in the innings. So that doesn't make it that much easier for you to just hold your nerve and not go in on the defensive. Kuldeep was the main guy who actually provided that breakthrough, and after that it was just getting difficult and difficult. We knew that on this kind of a surface, Ravindra Jadeja, how lethal he can be, and proved to be the same. He then got those 3 crucial wickets, just firmly got the grip on those middle overs. Bumrah was fantastic, I felt, with the new ball and with the old ball. He's had a terrific day. And those are the names which you're seeing there actually, taking those majority of the wickets. It's still a good, decent total, I would say. It's not like it's going to be very easy outing there, because the pitch did look difficult to bat on. Maybe with the new ball, it will be a bit easier. But on the whole, I think it was a great bowling effort.
But Parthiv, 73 balls, they couldn't get a boundary. That like really suffocated Australia, and that's when we could see Steve Smith also was trying to up the run rate, and that's how he got out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something which was a hallmark of Indian bowling today. I thought they were very disciplined with their line and lengths. Usually, when there is help on from the wicket, you usually, if you don't get a wicket and there is a partnership, you try and do a lot of things. You try and create opportunity. But India stuck to their discipline. Jadeja did that. Ashwin came in and bowled brilliantly. But I thought Kuldeep changed the length brilliantly. The way he was bowling slightly shorter while that partnership was going on, and he changed his length, he changed his pace, bowled it slightly slower and fuller to David Warner, who was hanging back a bit, and hence he got that cotton ball. But I thought, the way this bowling card looks, the economy only tells you that how disciplined Indian bowlers were. And then at one point of time, there were more than 100 balls before they could hit a boundary. So, I think main thing is discipline, and when there is help from the wicket, Jadeja is the most difficult bowler to bowl, because he doesn't have that much of variation. He just goes there and bowls that line and length. So, well done to India. But as Zach said, I also feel that it's kind of an in between tricky score where new ball will be very crucial.
But I think Paras Amre is going to be a happy man seeing this bowling card. But you spoke about Jadeja and discipline. Shane Watson actually made an interesting comment. He said that, it's Jadeja's discipline that gets him wickets, and which we could see. Yes, he got the assistance from the track, but he just bowls so tight every time he does well. He's just so tight. He doesn't give anything to the batsman. 38 dot balls we can see today.
Yeah, and especially when there's some help on offer. Now, what's the secret of that is the cluster of good lengths which he creates, and he's so accurate. Very simple action, but a lot of strength in those shoulders and wrists. So he will be doing what is in control. Every time you see his pitch map, you'll see that cluster of deliveries there just on that strip which is laid when they show it on that graphic, and he will just be doing that. He'll just be pitching the ball there. When there's turn on offer, you see the dismissal, what you've seen today with Steve Smith. It's not the first time we've seen Ravindra Jadeja getting a right-hander out like that. He just gets that confidence also in his body language when he knows that there's help on offer, and that's what we are trying to say in our pre-game show today. It's so important that Jadeja carries this confidence forward when he's playing on maybe the surfaces which are not going to offer this kind of a help. But this confidence of good performance, if he can just carry that forward in the tournament, it will be a great help for India's campaign.
You know, this Smith dismissal you spoke about, you could see Steve Smith almost smiling after the dismissal. I think Jadeja has gotten 11 times so far. So clearly that's a matchup that Steve Smith had at the back of his head.
Yeah, I think more than the matchup, I'd say the accuracy of Jadeja. I'd say out of those 11 dismissals, I think you would have about 7 are bowled dismissals. So that means it shows that the Jaddu bowls that all this cluster of lengths which Zach was talking about. It's more into the wicket. And even if you today look at all 3 dismissals, Steve Smith was bowled. Alex Carey was LBW, that means it was hitting the stump. And even Marnus Labuschagne's dismissal also, if he had missed that ball, it was going to hit the stump. So that accuracy is so important when you are bowling on wicket like this. But to me, I think Steve Smith's ball probably, it was unplayable ball. I think any right-hander would have find it difficult to face that ball. I don't think Steve Smith did nothing wrong in that delivery. It was just that Jaddu got that right length and just enough amount of spin to hit the top of the off stump.
You know, we'll just have a look at the bowling card again, because the spinners have gotten 6 wickets amongst themselves and given, I think, 100 odd runs. But Zach, yes, it was a spinning track. I just want to have a word on Bumrah, because how exceptional was he, like you said, with the opening ball and even towards the end of the innings. That first wicket that Bumrah got, everything was bang on.
Yeah, that seam was upright. You've seen that slight hint of outswingers also there to the right hand, and that's that weak zone for Mitchell Marsh for sure. He always pushes at the ball, and slip comes into play. You've seen that with Shami also in just the series which finished, where he got him out in the slips. So it was just the perfect planning, I would say. The weak zone is there for everyone to know, but as a bowler, you got to go out there and execute your deliveries. Bumrah was spot on with that. He creates that awkward angle with the new ball. But what I was impressed by was how he was bowling with the old ball as well. You know, those slow ones. You've seen some reverse swing also. Not giving anything away. You know, on a pitch like this, when you know that spinners are going to be taking that responsibility of giving you breakthroughs and keeping you in the game. As a fast bowler, if you are able to have this kind of impact, it just helps your team. And as a bowling unit, then you know that things are going to come together, which we saw, especially after that first partnership, which was looking a bit dangerous. But I think spinners and fast bowlers work together. Maybe Hardik was just on the expensive side today, the only bowler. But other than that, it was just a perfect bowling performance by Indian team.
But PP, just a little bit more on Bumrah. You know, we could see he's usually not very expressive, but after he got that wicket, you could see what it meant to him, because coming into the World Cup, he's been on and off because of injury. He's not really played so much cricket, but coming in, this really meant a lot, because he's also leading the bowling attack.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the planning which he must have done before the game started. You know, as a bowler, Zach, you would know, if you've planned something and you get that wicket, then there is a lot of satisfaction behind it, and that's exactly what Jasprit Bumrah would have thought. He would have, like Zach said, there are a lot of things which to offer about weaknesses of batters, and that's where you try and get him out, and that's exactly what Jasprit Bumrah would have planned, and then he got that wicket of Mitchell Marsh. So there's a lot of satisfaction in that wicket, and he has improved as a bowler. I mean, he was definitely a great bowler, but now that you can see that seam position, that outswing which we have been talking about, that he has added to his whatever deliveries he had, and once with this action going slightly wide of the crease, and if you can deliver that outswing, I think it's a very dangerous ball to face for any right-handers.
No, that dismissal was just perfect, because there a little swing that he got, and then that beautiful catch that Virat took. I think we spoke about it in the com box. The fielding has been top class by India today. We've saved probably over 20 plus runs in the field. So Ishan Kishan in the deep, or even Parthiv was very impressed with how Rahul was behind the wickets, which you can talk about. But just Ishan Kishan in the field was so good. Shreyas got those 2 catches which he was so good with.
Well, if you go back to Asia Cup, this was maybe that one area which
they heard you, Zach, because you wouldn't give marks to them there. They heard you on Cricbuzz.
Yeah, and that was only that slight area of improvement which was required for a tournament like this. And the first match, big stage, obviously everyone just gets excited with that and wants to bring out your A game, and that's what was on display today, I felt, and that was heartening to see. It was nice effort just generally in terms of ground fielding also. Catching was good. Yes, Virat's catch was superb. KL Rahul's catch was superb. But if you see in the covers area also, there were some good stops by Shreyas Iyer, Virat Kohli, in that region. Ishan Kishan was a good boundary rider for the team today. And overall, I think the excitement of playing that first game of the World Cup was on display today by the Indian team.
No, but now we need the keeper to please tell us how it was so wonderful to see watch Rahul behind the stumps today.
Yeah, it was. I think it made it look really easy, especially the catch of Maharsh Labuschagne when someone is going right across you, and if it's a top edge, and he was in a great position to take that catch. Plus, I think it was turning quite a bit, but he was always in a good position, always right behind the ball, and more than. Sometimes it becomes slightly easier when ball is spinning, but it becomes very difficult when you have to keep wickets to a fast bowler on a wicket like this. Ball actually doesn't carry to you; it just falls right somewhere in between area where you have to make sure that you stay low and keep your hands really soft. And we saw one boundary which he saved down the leg side of Siraj. So I think those things adds up with fielding and wicket keeping also. I thought KL Rahul was brilliant today behind the stumps.
As an Indian fan, I'm just very happy looking at how this was so tailor-made for our spinners, and we've done so well here. If only we can shift the venue and have more India matches in Chennai, it would be wonderful. But on a serious note, Australia was not really happy with. They didn't have answers to the Indian spinners today. So besides that partnership which Zach you spoke about with Warner and Steve Smith, the Australian batters really couldn't figure out what the Indian spinners did.
Well, I think on pitches like these, in middle overs especially, we always talk about that. You got to be able to rotate strike, and you got to just keep on just pushing that scorecard. As they say, 4 runs per over, 4.5 runs per over, no issues. You just have to take the game as deep as possible and keep wickets in hand. And then you can take advantage of that last 10 overs. If you don't have wickets in hand, which was the case today, and if you look at how consistently in every block Indian bowlers were able to take wickets. So first 2 blocks maybe were a bit average ones, but the third one was superb. And that 21 to 30 over was the defining phase of this 50 overs of batting of Australia, where the spinners came into play. The ball was older, so it was gripping more, and the pitch then comes into play a bit more. And that's the spell which we are talking about, where Kuldeep, Jadeja, and then Ashwin for some time. Then Bumrah came after just after 30 overs, I think, to put the squeeze on. So I think that real phase of the game in these kind of pitches is that once the ball gets a little older. There are 2 new balls in a match now, so you have to wait that much, but then it's roughly that 20-25 over mark, and that's why Parthiv was trying to say that new ball is going to be very crucial when Indian team now goes into bat.
No, but you spoke about rotating the strike, which I think Australia was struggling a little bit. Parthiv, do you think they got a little too timid after Warner's dismissal?
Yeah, I thought that was the key. Where when you are playing on a wicket like this, the ability to take singles, ability to rotate strike is so crucial. So that you don't have to force yourself to play those big shots, because they were not being able to take those singles. You could see that big shot played by Maharsh Labuschagne, and Maxwell also played that loose stroke. So that pressure mounts on you, and that is the reason why you have to play those expensive shots. So it is difficult to bat, and when you're trying to play those big shots, it's not going to get executed. So I think ability, more than that, it's that taking singles is actually the biggest thing which I think Australians lacked, not the sweep shot, and those are not easy shots to play on pitch like this. It's just using your feet and try and play as late as possible. I think that's where Australia got into trouble.
Well, both of you all are saying that it's going to be a very tricky target to chase. So, considering Australia's seen how the pitch has played out, what can we expect Australia to do now when they come in to bowl?
Well, we just have to see how they're going to use their spinners and how many overs of spin attack they will have. So, Zampa's 10 overs are going to be very crucial. So, as a batting unit right now, when you are in this break, you will be saying, okay, Zampa, 10 overs, how are you going to approach? That's the discussion will be going on. Put fast bowlers under pressure when the ball is hard, As the ball is going to get older, even the fast bowlers will be able to just roll the fingers over, maybe bowl cross seam, do all those kind of things. The ball will not come onto the bat. So before you get into that situation, if you have some cushion of runs, then you can soak in few more dot balls, and that's something which Indian team will be thinking of. So they will look to be little attacking with the new ball, and for Australia, it's just going to be wickets. If they get wickets, then that's going to set the tone, and they will be able to put Indian batting lineup under pressure. But if that doesn't happen, then through the middle phase, you can actually take more time, and you've seen with Indian batters, they will be able to rotate, and if you are able to rotate, have wickets in hand, Australians will be demoralized at some stage, is what the sense is. So the first 10 overs, if you are having a good approach, positive thinking, and not losing wickets, getting enough runs, giving that cushion, I think those are the check boxes, which you will see from the Indian side. You are hoping that after a bowling performance like this, the whole mood in the dressing room is also upbeat. They will be looking forward to this game, this batting innings, and looking forward to close the match in the most clinical fashion. I think that's what you would expect at this stage, that Indian batters go in with a very clinical approach, knowing exactly what is in hand, and just be free there to achieve it.
You spoke about Zampa and his 10 overs, but Maxwell had a really good outing in the last game. So there is Zampa, there's Maxwell, and PP. Will you be surprised if you see a Labuschagne come in and bowl?
He might bowl a couple of overs, but I think on wicket like this, even fast bowlers can be effective if you are 140 plus. That's something which I was talking of. If you have pace of 140 plus, you can still balls keeping low. You will see lot of cutters and lot of balls which are balls back of the length so that it doesn't bounce as much, and you beat the batsman with that pace, and that's something which you would see. I think Cummins is something will be very, very crucial in that middle phase. I think he does that really well. He bowls at cutter really well, and he has that length also. But from India's point of view, I think for a set batsman to hang in there is the most important thing. You need someone when you're chasing 200 on a pitch like this. It's going to be very difficult for someone who's coming in. So whoever is set, he has to soak in that pressure and try and tell yourself that it is difficult for me. It's going to be really difficult for someone who's coming in. So even with this score, there was 7 down at 40th over, and they still got 45 runs in last 10.
Yeah.
So if someone has to, from top 3 to make sure that they are there till 35 or 40th over, then India should be able to chase.
You spoke about the extra pace, and we know that one pacer who comes in with his left arm and troubles a lot of Indians, because we have known we've been a little weak towards left arm pace. Zach, you spoke about him, and Stark being your top pick when we asked you about your favorite left armer in the current crop. So he is someone who's always difficult to handle in the power play.
Yes, he's capable of doing that, and Australia will be hoping that he is in top-notch form. Especially in today's game, when when you're looking at the batting lineup so strong as Indian team, then you would want that ideal start, and they will be looking at both Mitchell Starc and Hazelwood to do that with the new ball. If there is swing on offer, which we've seen sometimes in Chennai, evening breeze brings that little bit of swing. If he's able to use that, he's rapid, he's quick through the air. With that swing, he can trouble any batter. So that's what Australians will be hoping for. He's a class bowler, so you got to be watchful and see what kind of rhythm he's having, what kind of day he's having today.
PP, another very important person for India, that number 4 position was a very position which nobody wanted to discuss in 2019. But I think Shreyas has stepped up. He's got this 100. He's got the confidence right now. And he's someone who really plays spin well. He knows how to rotate the strike. So Shreyas is going to be a key to India's batting today.
Yeah, I think that the number 3 and number 4 are going to be very, very important, especially when things are going to get slightly difficult in the middle overs. And Shreyas Iyer is actually one of the best batters batter who can play spin really well. And if you look at his numbers at number 4, he's been successful. He's striking at 95. He scored a couple of hundreds. There is a lot of confidence. And on top of everything, he's played a lot of first-class cricket, and he's scored more than 5,000-6,000 runs in first-class cricket. So he knows how to play spin. He knows how to rotate the strike. He uses his feet really well. Uses his feet means he just doesn't step out. He uses the crease really well as well. So I think Shreyas Iyer is going to be crucial, and that is the reason why Indian think tank was backing Shreyas Iyer, because they knew that it's going to be difficult in World Cup, that India will be playing on wicket like this. So yeah, Shreyas is going to be important, but more than that, I think for the first 10 overs, if India can get to 50-55, I think India will be in a good position.
All right, we'll have a look at India's playing 11 once, because there's no Gill today. So Kishan will be coming in to open. He's someone who likes to attack from the word go. So he probably will counter-attack Stark. Can we expect something like that?
I think so. They will be wanting to put bowlers under pressure right from the word go, because the new ball is going to be crucial here. Ishan Kishan, now it makes all sense, isn't it? As we've seen lead up to the World Cup, we're saying, okay, how should be the 15-member squad? Ishan was always going to provide that flexibility. He actually put his hand up very nicely, took the responsibility, batted in the middle order, scored runs there as well, and he's a regular opener. So in a case like this, in a situation and scenario like this, where Shubman Gill was forced to not take part in the game, your pressure, your plans are not disturbed too much. You know that it's a straight swap. There is not much of a concern when it comes to going in a crucial match like Australia's game. So he'll be up for it. I think he's someone who is maturing nicely at the international level. Has got runs under his belt. Look at that healthy average of 74. 7 innings, 448 runs. The conversion is also superb, and 210 is the highest score. So he's all set, I think. He'll make use of this opportunity. That's how he has been looking at last 5-6 months. He's kind of adapted and adjusted that mindset of his to be just part of the playing 11. It doesn't matter where he is. He wants to go out there and score runs.
All right, PP, you think it's 70-30 India?
I would say 80-20 India.
Lovely.
I think out of 10, 9 times you would chase down 199. I know it's a difficult wicket to bat on, but the kind of batting India has, the kind of players are in form. They spoke about Ishan Kishan, Rohit Sharma has got runs, Shreyas has got runs, Virat Kohli has got runs. So there's Hardik Pandya, there is Ashwin, there is Jadeja. So I think India should be able to chase this total down.
All right, so let's do our prediction game, because again it was not very far off. Like yesterday we were far off by 100 runs. So today was not so far off, 30 runs. So theek hai. So and we are all very happy that our predictions were wrong, because the score is lesser than what we predicted. But PP, you go first. Power play score.
52.
52. And Zach?
56.
Oh, close.
5 runs का तो margin चाहिए ना. तो 57 कर दो.
Yeah.
So 52, 57, I will go with 47. They'd be a little conservative. Might as well. Going last का यही problem होता है.
So that we told you yesterday, ladies first. You should have gone first.
I should have gone
You have that option, but you don't take that option.
I'm just being the polite host and asking one, but I'm going to take that option the next time. But that's all for now, because we are going to go. I love watching the World Cup with these guys, because there's so many exciting stories that happen off air. So we're going to rush down, and I'm going to listen to more exciting stories. But you all don't forget to join us at the 15 over point at the Cricbuzz com box. See you there.